Well, what's going on, YouTubers? After a couple of days of hiatus, I am back right here on YouTube to do some wrestling reviews. For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller. Yes, I've been gone for a couple of hiatus due to a sore throat. Not 100% actually, but it's good enough for me to actually do a lot of talking because I couldn't do a lot of talking unfortunately, and it's been it was bad since after the 4th of July. Um it was like on that week of the 4th of July, basically after the week of after the 4th of July, I should say, where it started to get bad, with my voice and all that. And it's getting better. And I'm drinking some green tea that has some honey flavor there. So, and yeah, my opposite, Arizona iced tea. So, as far as what tends to wrestling reviews, I'm gonna put all the wrestling reviews on hold. There were a lot of stuff that happened for AEW, which I'll get to when I get to it. Especially with where AEW Dark is gonna be for me moving forward. So that'll be a teaser there. But it will not be about AEW for now. It will be about Impact Wrestling, as I give you my Impact Wrestling review, the show from July 15th, 2021. This was the Go Home Show edition for Slammiversary. I didn't realize, by way of our return to Slammiversary, that this marks 19 years of Slammiversary. Same thing pertains to 19 years since TNA / Impact Wrestling has been around. 19 years, folks. That right there is a milestone. Longer than WCW, longer than ECW, longer than Lucha Underground. If you count that. But yeah, Ring of Honor's up there with them though. They're up there with them. But it pertains to everything that TNA Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, whichever you want to say, even with, for a brief time when it was called Global Force Wrestling. So what pertains to that, everything that they have been through, where it looked like there was with God business, and all, because everything that has happened over the years, still growing strong, and they'll be going a lot more stronger by next year's pertains to 20 years. But for now, we're looking at 19 years. We're looking at 19 years here. So, that being said, let's get right to the show here. So this is the Go Home Show edition of Slammiversary, and your commentators were Josh Matthews and D'Lo Brown, and they were in Nashville, Tennessee. And let's get right to it, shall we? And I'm back, by the way. But I be careful with my voice, because I don't want to talk too much. But anyways, the opening match was Tina Dashwood wearing yellow stripy what's it called? What is it called? It's in the Mick Foley wear, but his is red though. But Tina Dashwood was wearing yellow, but for ring attire. But it was Tina Dashwood and Kim K versus Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. In the match, that I thought it was one of the most boringest opener for the Go Home Show edition of Impact Wrestling. And I don't blame Jordan Grace. I don't blame Rachel Ellering. I blame Tina Dashwood. I blame Kim K. I am not liking this gimmick. I am not liking it. In fact, I don't remember if I ever did like it in the first place. The whole thing with Kim K is a fast photographer and all that, because he's being taking pictures for Tina Dashwood to post on Instagram. Like I'm supposed to give a fuck about that in pro wrestling. So the only highlights of the match so far was Jordan Grace and Rich Ellering, which is the spots they did. And I'll give Tia Nashwood this too, the spotlight kick that she does out of nowhere. I thought that was good. And then the finish happened of Rachel Ellering and Jordan Grace on Cable for K. It was like some kind of double swing slam they did, which was very impactful. And I was like, holy shit. And yeah, Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering won the match because of that. And I'm like, good. And hopefully that'll be the end of that feud, which it was the end of that feud. And I'm glad this wasn't on Slammiversary, because if this was part of Slammiversary, boy, that would suck for Slammiversary for 19 years, of the show, and it would have taken a nosedive. Now this took a nosedive either way, but still, just thank God they got that out of the way. But yeah, but that feud's over, and we'll get to how that feud ends up end up being over once we get to what happened later on. But yeah, I'm sick and tired of Team Nashwood and Cable K. Sami Callihan had cut a promo, talks about how he wants to face Kenny Omega in a no disqualification match at Slammiversary for the Impact World Title. Enough said. It's not. I mean, he said a lot more than that, but that's basically the short way I can say it, and plus my voice. So I'm trying not to overstay my voice is welcome. The Knockouts champion, Deonna Purrazzo, but there was a view package, by the way, of Deonna Purrazzo pertains to her beating a lot of the Knockouts since coming to Impact Wrestling, like a Jordan Grace, Su Yung, Rosemary, even a Susan, a Kimberly, a Jordan Grace. Did I mention Jordan Grace? In case I didn't, I just mentioned it right now. Tina Ashwood. I think I mentioned Rosemary too, by the way. Tyler Valkyrie, Freaking Monet. That's Tyler Valkyrie from NXT right now. So Jazz, ODB, bring it your best, and she talked about all of that with Scott Moore as well. So we get to his contract signing. So yeah, it was a great review package. We're since to highlighting Deonna Purrazzo's reign of the age of the Virtuosa of being a two-time Knockouts champion. And she's in the office of Scott D'Amore, where they have this contract signing happening. The Knockouts champion is telling Scott D'Amore that she doesn't want to sign the contract for Knockouts title against a mystery opponent at Slammiversary. And Scott D'Amore basically reminds her that it's part of of the deal, that as a champion to defend the title at Slammiversary, regardless of whoever the opponent may be. So at this point, Deonna Purrazzo gets frustrated because of that stipulation, and she basically runs down everyone that she's beaten, retains, like a Rosemary, a Jordan Grace, a Jazz, an ODB, just to name a few, and they talk about how she's the first ever Iron Woman, Iron Man, whatever, Iron Knockout. I don't remember how she said it though. But it to her, her and Jordan Grace's match, in the Iron Woman match, which was great at the time. And Deonna Purrazzo is like, this is how basically, it's all frustrating and all that. It's like, this is how you repay me and all that. And like, fine, I'll sign the contract. And she signs it, and the deal's done. Now we get to find out who's going to be the mystery opponent for Deonna Purrazzo, which I'll do a prediction of it once we get to it. And then Scott D'Amore drops some hints, like a hot mess. I'm thinking to myself, he's probably talking about either now in my mind he said hot mess because there was a hot mess before this other hot mess, and that other hot mess I'm referring to is Taryn Terrell, but she's retired though, so, and plus she's in the NWA, so the other hot mess though is Laura Burnett, Chelsea Green, whichever you want to say. That's the hot mess as well. And then he dropped another hint, how it's going to be iconic. Well, I don't think that's possible because in the Iconics, having visa problems. Maybe. Maybe they got sorted out. I don't know, but of what since Visa's issues, that takes a while to take care of. So I want to know. And then he dropped another hint. So about we're gonna go hardcore country, and like remember all these hints on that, and they started believing, and then John Process is asking him, so you're not gonna tell me who could be my mystery opponent? You're not gonna tell me anything? And then Scott Demoy says and this is what he said, "No way, Jose." And I thought to myself in my head, why would he say "No way, Jose"? And all of a sudden, Tommy Dreamer walks. He sticks his head out, to say to Tina Dashwood. To Dion Process, excuse me, saying, "Oh, don't worry, we haven't hired that guy yet." Why would anyone want to hire No Way Jose in the first place? He sucks. But the fact that they even teased that he could be coming to Impact Wrestling. I don't want to see No Way Jose in Impact Wrestling. And yeah, he's not gonna be called No Way Jose because that's WWE's property name. But I don't want to see that guy in Impact Wrestling. He sucks. If he wasn't good, if he wasn't a good wrestler on NXT or a good wrestler on the main roster, what makes you think he's gonna be good in Impact Wrestling if he does come to Impact Wrestling? The fact that he's teased that he's gonna be coming there is a fucking joke. Knockouts Tag Team Champion Tasha Steelz with Kill Hogan ringside versus Havoc with Rosemary at ringside. Finally, we get to a match that I actually did care about instead of Tina Dashwood's matches. So Tasha Steelz show very very good against Havoc, back and forth, but most likely it was it basically was back and forth. I can't say it was a dominating faction here, which is to Havoc, but yeah, it was a back and forth. But in the end, it was Havoc getting the win. So Havoc got the win over on Tasha Steelz. Then we see a video package of W. Morrissey, and yeah, it's very good video package of W. Morrissey, and he's going to be facing Eddie Edwards at Slammiversary, and it's going to be a grudge match. So, all right, sorry, I'll try and point to the bar. Okay, we go. Then we get to Kimberly, who enlists Father James Mitchell to help Susan to bring back Su Yung, right? So Susan walks out of the room, and I was disappointed. And then all of a sudden, Kimberly's like, "Oh, hey, what happened?" And then Susan tells Kimberly that she knew about Su Yung all along. And then she grabs Kimberly, and Kimberly starts screaming and goes into the room, slams the door. I'm like, oh, this was so bad. That was bad acting by Kimberly. Su Yung was fine, or Susan was fine for the first time. I'm giving credit to the Susan character, with the acting, and apparently Father James Mitchell was taken care of, sort of, but we'll get to that later. Steve Macklin. He went up against some guy named Kyle Hero. Kyle Hero, he was just like a starter kick of the Rockers. But Macklin was kicking ass in the match, obviously. And he basically, this is what you give me, this is what you give me. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. You give me a joke, a jobber, and all that. And basically, Steve Macklin was just destroying this guy. Kyle Hero did get some offense. He went for a cross body onto Macklin, and Macklin got right back up, basically no sold it. I'm like, holy shit! And then, wham, huge clothesline, and then he finally goes for his finishing move. It's basically the reverse Blade Sunday, but he does a sit out in the way. he's got to come up with a finisher for that, because that looks devastating too. By the way, the way he does it. So obviously, Steve Macklin won. He won in the dominant faction. After the match, he gets a microphone and says that he's done waiting, and that's basically it. I don't know if that's gonna mean anything. Maybe if he's gonna be done waiting, and he's gonna do something at Slammiversary, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, that's all it leads to, but we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, Steve Macklin, I don't understand why WWE never did anything with this guy. When it pertains to booking him, to being like how Impact Wrestling is booking him right now. I don't understand why they never did anything to showcase how dominant he can be as a wrestler. But then again, this is WWE we're talking about. So the fact that they even pass up on this guy, he's showing potential. He's showing true potential, and they let him go. All because of a bullshit thing that happened in January. Whatever. They're lost. So Rosemary and Havoc and the K, Chrissy Steve and Black Taurus were there. And also basically Rosemary talking to Havoc, you gotta trust us and all that and everything. And also talk about, Mercedes to facing Fire and Flavor for the Knockouts Tag Team titles at Slammiversary. Also, she brings in Father James Mitchell, and that seems like at that moment I was like, wait a minute, I thought James Mitchell was taken care of by Su Young, and then Father James Mitchell said, I had a little issues with Su Young and all that, and then also they talk about some kind of plan, and Havoc is at first she was looking like she didn't want to go with that plan, but then also she's she's trusting in Rosemary, and basically Decay, Havoc, Father James Mitchell, they all start laughing together and they walk away because they come up with a plan. That's myself. Now it's gonna be at Slammiversary, obviously. The plan's gonna happen. It's gonna be it's gonna be a cliffhanger that's gonna be revealed at Slammiversary once we get to that match for the Knockout Tag Team titles. But what plans do they have in mind? And is Su Young and come into this type of plan too? I don't know. Wait and see. But I'm looking forward to see how this turns out. So yeah, very good. That teasing and hitting a lot of things that's gonna happen at Slammiversary. We see a video package promoting and highlighting Ultimate X for the X Division Championship title, where it stands to the contenders and even the champion in this match. And then obviously they show past Ultimate X matches, since this whole thing, and pretty good, well done on that. Since to highlighting and hyping up Ultimate X for the X Division title at Slammiversary, which is gonna be a six-way match. So we get to X Division champion Josh Alexander, Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, and Petey Williams versus Ace Austin, Mammoth Fulton, Roy Rajul, and Shira. And 8-man tag team match that I thought was pretty good. And good for all parties in this match, especially Shira. In the end, it was Josh Alexander, Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, and Petey Williams defeating the heels. Basically, it was, if I recall, I believe it was Chris Bay. Yeah, Chris Bay, who rolls up Shira out of nowhere and gets the win. After the match, though, a huge brawl broke out, and Chris Bay helps clear the ring with a steel chair, saying the heels out as the faces stands tall. All of a sudden, Chris Bay just turns on his teams. Trey Miguel, Josh Alexander, Petey Williams sees this and goes right after him, but he was already out of there either way. So Chris Bay is on his own. He swerved us all. He swerved us. Like, wow, he really is his own man. And And another thing, he's not a babyface. He was playing them all along. He's still a heel. He was just showing them that he's still all about himself. But he got a good momentum there leading up to the pay-per-view. But is that going to mean anything for him? I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Hernandez was shown backstage by being confronted by Brian Myers and Sam Beal. Basically, Brian Myers says to Hernandez, I got this Matt Cardona problem once again, and he wants help his help and all that. He'll pay him like he did before. And Hernandez is like, now I'm good. I already getting paid by basically Johnny Stringer, pertains to what he does for him as being a bouncer and all that for Stringer's Palace. So basically, Hernandez says, thanks but no thanks, I'm good. And then Brian Myers like, come on man, what after all that we've been through and everything, and then all of a sudden he sees someone in the dressing room, and like, hey, fine, I don't need you anyways. I got someone else in mind. And basically talks to this person who has history with Matt Cardona, and we'll get to that when we get to it. And basically says, so what do you say? Are you interested? All of a sudden they go to commercial break, and now let's get to the part where basically Brian Myers needed Hernandez for something, because he's got to get to the ring to because there's some unfinished business pertains to Jake something, and that is Brian Myers got to say that he's the most professional wrestler, because that was part of the stipulation, that was part of the deal when they had the match a week ago. So Brian Myers and Sam Beal, they came out there in the ring, and then called out Jake something, and then Jake something had Matt Cardona alongside with him, because he's always ready, But unfortunately, he wasn't ready for what was come to him. But we'll get to that. So Brian Myers acknowledged that Jake something is professional, but he's not a star. And basically saying to him, you're not gonna get over with your black trunks, with your bushy long beard. You're supposed to groom him and all that. And basically, just crapping his existence. And then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. They start fighting. Brian Myers and Matt Cardona starts fighting. Jake something and Sam Beal starts fighting. As both Sam Beal and Jake something did whatever they did to each other out of the ring, while Brian Myers and Matt Cardona still fighting in the ring, and Matt Cardona was going to get ready to give Brian Myers the reboot, what was called the broski boot, but the reboot in the corner, and he's doing this and all right, and the camera's panning only from head to chest, doing this because he's going to do the reboot to Brian Myers. All of a sudden, he goes like this. Oh, and I say to myself, like, now I know they're not showing that part of who's doing that to him. So like, who gave him a low blow? It couldn't be Sam Beal, because Sam Beal was still laid out there. All of a sudden, they revealed it was Tenille Dashwood. Are you freaking kidding me? And yes, folks, Tenille Dashwood and Matt Cardona did have history together years ago. Because for those who don't know, they used to be an item. They used to be couples. They used to date. So this was Impact Wrestling's bright idea to go with for Slammiversary, which we'll get to how that ends up being part of Slammiversary, because. And by the way, Tenille Dashwood was wearing a different color ring attire. Both, whatever. Continuity, no continuity there, right? What? So yeah, Tenille Dashwood low blow her ex-boyfriend, and then Matt Cardona and Brian Myers and Tenille Dashwood starts stomping on Matt Cardona, and while Kevin McKay is just taking pictures of it just to post on Instagram, That and like I hated it. I hated it. But it made me feel a little bit better because after what happened, yeah, Matt Cardona is kind of promo to Brian Myers, and also talk about he's also kind of promo a little bit about Dashwood too and all, and also Scott Moore comes in, and then Matt Cardona said, "You see what happened? That was not professional, and all that." And then Scott Moore makes a match between Brian Myers and Dashwood versus Matt Cardona and a woman of his choosing. And then Scott Moore dropped more hints than that. Hot mess. And I say to myself, well, I already know what's going to be. But I'll talk more about that when I do the preview. But obviously, if y'all know who's going to be Matt Cardona's partner at Slammiversary against Brian Myers and Tina Ashwood, it's a no-brainer. A no-brainer of who's going to be Matt Cardona's partner. So. Chris Sabin. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, it was a video package of Chris Sabin and Moose of their hyper one-on-one match for the Slammiversary. So that's basically what it was. So then we get to Moose versus Hernandez with Giant Stringer at ringside, and it didn't last that long, by the way. But Hernandez got some shots in at first. Also, Moose got the better of it, and then goes for the Lighthouse Spear out of nowhere, and gets the win on Hernandez. After the match, though, he was basically wants to take care of Hernandez and send a message to Chris Sabin. But as Moose was getting the chair and wrapping the leg of Hernandez to attempt to break his leg, Chris Sabin comes in for the save and beats up on Moose and all that. Goes for cross screw, dragon screw. Dragon screw, cross screw. And then goes for, to break his ankle on Moose. But Moose, gets out of harm's way. And that was it. So there you go. That's the final, build between Moose and Chris Sabin. Now, first, I wasn't really into the feud. Wasn't really into it. This made me change my mind a little bit. Just a little bit. Because at the end of the day, it should have been Moose versus Kenny Omega at Slammiversary instead of Kenny. And again, nothing against Sami Callihan, but I'm saying to myself, after everything that's been going on, this is the best you got for Moose against Chris Sabin. And this is no disrespect to Chris Sabin too, but you got Moose re-signing to have a match at Slammiversary. To stick around with this company for the next 2 to 3 years. And your best solution is for Moose to go up against Chris Sabin at Slammiversary. But it made me change my mind a little bit about the match. And I'm looking forward to see how the match turns out between Moose and Chris Sabin. Alright, I think we get to the main event now. The main event of the match. As the Impact World Tag Team Champion, one half of it though, of Joe Doring being accompanied by Von by Design, versus Willie Mack being accompanied by Rich Swann, versus Fallout Bob being accompanied by TJP, versus Doc Gallows being accompanied by Carl Anderson, which they're calling it the Battle of the Hosses. Because Joe Doring and Doc Gallows are big guys. Fallout Bob and Willie Mack are large guys. Battle of the Hosses. So, but the match was good though. It was a good match from all four participants. In the end, it was Joe Doring getting the win to Fallout Bob with a nice short arm clothesline for the 3 count and the win. And that was it. Found by Design stands tall as the winner. And then after that was all over, they did a final video package for Hyping Up Slammiversary to go off the air, which was pretty good. And that was it. That was the end of the show. And that will do it for this Golden Show edition of Slammiversary of this Impact Wrestling show, which I thought it did a better job than last time. Where where it tends to teasing, hinting, and really build up for this Saturday's Slammiversary to for me to pay money Fight app TV to watch the show. Now I'm gonna be able to watch it live, unfortunately, because I'll be working. But then again, the weather might change, but we'll see. This it might rain, but I don't know. I doubt that. But you never know. If it does rain, that's great because I'll be able to watch it live. Maybe I'll do a live reaction to it, but we'll see. If I do work though, and if it doesn't rain, I'll still pay for it, and I'll still watch it later on. I gotta avoid spoilers though, because I want to be spoiled. Everything, because the what's the tagline for it again? All worlds will change, once again, something like that. So, but either way, I thought they did a better job here. More chance to hyping up the Slammiversary on this show, especially every teaser and everything. They're trying to make us watch Slammiversary to for something to happen. Obviously there's gonna be some stuff happening, debuts, returns, some swerves that might happen. Something else might happen. Which is why we had to tune in this Saturday to see what they bring to the table, and I cannot wait. I thought they did a better job. Now obviously last year was a better job than this year, but this Go Home Show, it did its job, and I cannot wait for Slammiversary 19. So there you go. Six matches, I think, is what I'm talking about. Let me just double check. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 matches. And my overall strength for the show, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. Now the thing about this is that I was thinking about giving it maybe a 9.5 out of 10, but because of that first match with Tino Dashwood, and then later on with Tino Dashwood being the one to be the one that Brian Marsh was talking to, pertains to no history of Matt Cardona, it really broke it down for me. That was the only thing. And Josh Matthews, he'll be one thing for me to hate the show, but he was not someone that I hated on the show. If anyone that I hated on the show was K with a K and Tino Dashwood. Oh, and the whole thing with they, saying No Way Jose. That whole thing. But anyways, there you go. But there you go, folks. That's it. But yeah, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it. Good show. It did its job for the Go Home Show edition. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets for you to stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself or death going in the world, wear your mask, love one another, God bless one another, live in peace and harmony for us all, respect one another, be better for one another, and that's all I gotta say. So, I am out here. Ta-ta for now. Take care.